Hi, my name is Samuel Leeds, and in this video I'm going to do something absolutely crazy that I don't think any other property investors are doing. In this video I'm going to expose and reveal my 2018 property investors business plan. It means that you will get to see exactly what I am planning and strategizing to buy myself. Now, a lot of people would pay thousands of pounds to have this information, and you might be thinking, are you crazy? Why would you reveal your business plan? People have tried to tell me not to do this. I've had close friends of mine saying, don't do it. If you reveal your property investing business plan, everyone is going to copy you. Thus, you will create competition for yourself. You will push the property prices up, and it just doesn't make any sense. What's the point? So let me explain firstly my reasoning for doing this. The most successful businesses in the world reveal their business plan to the world. Let's take McDonald's. McDonald's is one of the largest businesses in the world. Believe it or not, do you know what they make most of their money on? Property investing. That's how they make their money. And their business plan, McDonald's, is revealed online for the world to see. The book of Ezekiel, it says, write down the vision, make it plain so that all can see. Why? Why do that? Well, I believe that when you speak it out, write it down so that all can see, suddenly it just begins to happen easier. So most property investors are pretty secretive about their businesses. They keep their cards close to their chest. I am not going to do that in this video. So stay tuned and you're going to get to see exactly what my business plan is for property investing in 2018. So in 2018, I am going to buy 10 houses in total. 2 of those houses are going to be lease option agreements that I'll be keeping for myself. A lease option agreement is a property where you buy it now, pay later. So you fix the price now and you pay for it later. I believe that right now we're having a massive expansion and property prices are on the rise. Lease option agreements are no money down deals, and in the time where you are waiting for completion, you will benefit from all the rent and all the capital appreciation, regardless of not putting any money down up front. Lease option agreements are something that I've been doing for almost a decade, and if you've been to my Property Investors Crash Course or even just read my book, you'll see it's something that I've been teaching openly to people for probably about 5 years now. 2 of my properties are going to be straightforward, buy low, rent high HMOs. HMO standing for House of Multiple Occupancy, where you rent the property out on a room by room basis. Again, this is something that I've been teaching at my Property Investors Crash Course. It's also in my book for quite some time, and I've been doing successfully for almost a decade. The 5 rules for HMOs, and certainly for the way I'm going to be doing it with these 2, is going to be 1, make sure that it's close to a city centre. I'm going to be buying 2 HMOs in Middlesbrough. 2, it needs to be in good condition, because if you're going to be having to do a refurb, then that could be a deposit on another house. The bank will not lend you money to do up the property, so it needs to be in good condition. 3, it needs to be in an area whereby there's a power team and an HMO manager. 4, you need to have a minimum of 4 lettable rooms. And 5, you should never pay more than £25,000 per lettable room. So if there's 5 bedrooms, you shouldn't pay more than £125,000 for the HMO. The other 6 deals are a little bit more interesting. Buy and refinance. When I started out property investing, in fact the first house that I ever bought, I bought it 25% below market value, and then I refinanced it back up to its true value that same day. Now this was in 2008, 2009, where the recession was just about to hit the country hard. And what happened when the recession came is they changed the rules. They said you can no longer buy and refinance the same day, you've got to wait 6 months, which was the first problem. The second problem was when you waited 6 months, the value would come and they would undervalue it, so you wouldn't be able to pull your money out at all. And the reason that was happening was because the recession was on the way. Things are beginning to get a bit easier in this area now, and things are beginning to shift. So, because house prices are going up considerably and lenders are laxer than they have been previously as well in a lot of areas, my plan is to buy a cheap HMO property. It won't be a current HMO, it will just be a big derelict property, and to come and buy it for cash. I will then spend 6 months doing it up, renovating it into a nice big professional house of multiple occupancy. After 6 months, I will then refinance the property and I will pull out all of the money that I put in and potentially even some of the refurb costs as well. Meaning it will be left with a very little money down deal, and of course I'll be then generating a high rental income from it as well. Now this type of deal always comes with its risks, because whenever you're expecting builders to stick to budgets and stick to timescales and surveyors to be in a good mood, there can be problems. But fortunately now at this point in my journey, I've got full-time builders that work specifically and exclusively for me. I've got a full-time project manager, and I think I've got a team, and I think the rules in the economy are at a position where I can now continue to pick up my journey of buying and refinancing. Exciting times! Property 6, title splitting. This is pretty fun. They call this slice and dice, and it's where you buy a big property, maybe an old house, and you convert it into 2 apartments, a minimum of 2 apartments, and you split the title and then sell each apartment, leaving you with a nice profit. An example of this would be if you bought a big old derelict house for £70,000. You spent £20,000 doing it up, and you converted it into 2 apartments, which would be a very good cost, but when you've got full-time builders and the right team, that would be possible. So far you've spent £90,000 and you've now got 2 apartments. You then sell each apartment separately for £65,000 each, bringing you in £130,000, leaving you with a gross profit of £40,000, which is not a lot of money, but it's not bad if it's just one deal in 10 over a year's period. Property 7, Seaside Apartments. Now I know I teach that property investing is not about feelings, it's all about formulas, but you know you can actually make quite a lot of money from Seaside Apartments. There were seaside districts some years ago, and you could buy apartments there for £80,000, £90,000. But what happened was the council regenerated the area, and suddenly you're talking £150,000 minimum just to buy a 1-bedroom apartment. There aren't many seaside resorts in the UK that haven't now been regenerated. So typically speaking, you're going to spend about £150,000 minimum for a seaside apartment. However, there are a couple of areas in the UK whereby they haven't regenerated the areas just yet. So what I've done is I've found an area which is a seaside district where they haven't regenerated the area just yet, but they are about to. So prices, I believe, are going to go up very, very highly. However, capital appreciation doesn't pay the bills, so you can't rely on it. So this particular area that I found, you can buy a nice apartment for less than £100,000. And the rent that you can demand is around about £750 to £800 per month. So even if they don't regenerate the area like they are going to, and even if prices don't go up in the area, which they are going to, you're still going to be making a very healthy return on investment from these type of seaside apartments. So I'm going to be buying a seaside apartment, hopefully for around about £85,000, renting it out for £750. Where am I going to do this exactly? What's the area? I probably shouldn't tell you this. This is a thing people have been telling me not to do because of competition. But I'm going to tell you where I'm going to be buying my seaside apartment, and it is going to be in Weston-super-Mare. Property 8 will be a HMO Flip. What do I mean by a HMO Flip, and how will that work? In the last 12 months, I have traded over 150 HMO properties to my students and investors. they've bought these HMOs for around about £80,000 to £100,000. They've spent about £5,000, getting them looking pretty and then furnished them as well. And a lot of these HMO properties now are worth £120,000, £130,000, sometimes even more. So because they've done them up and they've put furniture in and they've put tenants in, suddenly the value of the property has shot up. You see, if you're a London investor and you see a HMO opportunity, but you're going to have to do it up, you're going to have to furnish it, you're going to have to put tenants in it, you might think, oh, it's £80,000, I'm not sure if it'll work. But if someone comes and does that for you and tests it out and buys it and puts the furniture in and puts the tenants in, and it's generating £1,500 a month, suddenly as this busy, rich, maybe London investor or Dubai investor will say, oh, I'll pay £130,000 for that, no problem, here's cash. So my strategy is going to be next year, and I have done this before, but I'm going to be doing it again this coming year, is going to be to buy a property very, very cheap, maybe around about £60,000 HMO, to renovate it cheaply, perhaps spending £10,000 plus furniture, and then to sell it as an up and running HMO to a wealthy, busy investor and I want to make a profit, a gross profit of a minimum of £30,000 doing that. Which again is not bad for just a little bit of work, especially if you enjoy it. Auction property. Auction property is something that everybody thinks is a great thing to do and lots of people attempt. However, if you don't know what you're doing, you can fail miserably. So what I would suggest is stay away from auctions unless you know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, you can make good money. If you don't, you can get burned badly. So that is my business plan next year. I'm sure I'm going to go on to do a lot more than that. I'm still going to be finding deals and packaging them and selling them on. I'm still going to be doing a little bit of training as well. So I hope that's been useful and interesting. If you want to go and copy me, go for it. In fact, if you want to copy me and you want me to help you copy me, I will even do that. So just get along to one of the training sessions or find out my mentoring packages. I'll happily help you to do the exact same. If you found this video interesting and you want to see me doing these, you want to see me in the auction room, you want to see me at the seaside negotiating, buying the properties, then please do subscribe below and you'll get to journey with me through the year. Also, I would love to know what your strategy is going to be. What's your business plan? What are you hoping to achieve? What are you hoping to buy next year? So please do comment below and let me know what your strategy is, and I will read with great interest and cheer you on all the way. And I almost forgot number 10. Number 10 property will be a serviced accommodation property. So I'll keep you posted on how I get on, and do get in touch. Come along to one of my programs. I'm very happy to help in any way that I can. So subscribe right now, and I'll see you very soon. God bless.